The state government is split over how to curb the COVID outbreak. A near 5-hour crisis cabinet meeting last night was divided over whether to increase restrictions in Sydney's southwest or stick with the current measures. Discussions also included the possibility of easing restrictions in less affected parts of the state, such as the northern beaches. Financial modelling was reportedly presented to cabinet members that forecast significant job losses if restrictions were to remain until September. After a week in lockdown, stay-at-home orders in the regions for Orange, Blaney and Cobon will end at midnight.
31 days into Greater Sydney's lockdown, 145 new COVID cases from more than 98,000 tests. 51 were infectious while in the community.
Can I stress again that it's really important for people not to leave home unless they absolutely have to, and in particular, do not mingle, do not have any exposure outside of your household with other households. We're still seeing that as a challenge, and especially as we've seen at a time of bereavement, we can't allow exceptions at this point.
5 million Australians are due to exit lockdown this Friday, but that won't be happening. Instead, the state is likely to see the settings remain the same or even tightened in high-risk suburbs while easing in others.
Our mission is to keep the community as safe as possible, but also to make sure we allow the community to live as freely as we can as well. And there's no doubt that some restrictions have better effect than others, and that is the advice we'll get from our health experts, as well as obviously in consultation with other officials. And I look forward to providing information on that in the next few days.
As the state ramps up its efforts to get jabs in as many arms as possible, a number of pharmacists in southwest Sydney will now be able to administer AstraZeneca vaccines. The biggest plea is still to older Australians who've had months to be vaccinated.
It is actually quite distressing when I've reviewed the numbers to see how few over even 60-year-olds and over 70-year-olds we have managed to reach. And for me, anyone who is over 60 or over 70 should be going to their doctor as a matter of urgency.
Off the back of angry anti-lockdown protests at the weekend, 10,000 calls have been made to Crime Stoppers, many dobbing in those who attended.
They will continue to investigate and chase down every individual that we can identify will be either arrested and or given tickets for their behaviour. And it's not just about whether it's an unauthorised protest, it was about the danger that they put all of us at in terms of the Delta variant.
The Police Commissioner is warning they'll come down harder and have a heavier police presence if a second rally this weekend goes ahead.
There are no organisers that we can take to the Supreme Court to stop the protests from happening, which means they're a bunch of anarchists, which means in terms of our police response, it will be significant on Saturday if it is planned to go ahead.
Charlotte Mortlock, Sky News Sydney.